And here we are, the fourth and
Uh,
final stream for today. But listen, the content's for you guys, man, and obviously the content's there to engage with people all across the world. And this is our next installment of Eagles Abroad. So, without further ado, I want to introduce our guest, Paul, who's from the United States. So, thank you for coming on first and foremost.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. This is the
No,
first time
100%.
I've done something like this.
Well, listen, hopefully this is going to be the first of many.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the first of many. Big up, Nate. Sleep in a minute. He's gonna sleep. Now I gotta give this comment a bit more justice. Sleep in a minute. He's gonna sleep in a minute. Sleep in a minute. If you see me dozing off, just shout. Just
I
a bit of
I'll be
context.
honest.
It is 11 p.m. Just gone past 11 p.m. here and such. So
It's 6 p.m. here.
yeah. I mean, we have to suffer trying to watch American sports
All
because
day.
it's normally at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Great. Right. First and foremost, tell us a bit about yourself. Which part of the states you from? What do you do?
So I'm from Ohio. I live in Toledo, Ohio. It's by the Great Lakes. I just recently got out of the active duty army, and
Oh
now I'm
wow.
in yeah. So now I'm in the Army National Guard. So I'm only doing like part-time military, and I work in a factory right now. And that's about it.
What's that experience like working like in the army and such, in the military, I
Uh,
should say?
it's it really really opens your eyes as like a culture standpoint. Like you really start respecting a lot of other people's cultures, and like it's such a mixed blend inside the army, and it's really cool. Like so, like the best people I've ever met have been in the army, and it's a great experience. You're gone all the time. You're always out in the field or off doing some sort of training. So it's definitely a single man's life.
Sorry, this comment. Big up Super Nick. Rich working harder than Manu.
Man,
Yeah, it sounds like. Listen, United had a terrible game today. To be honest, they were lucky to come out of that with a draw, but
yeah,
that
they
draw is
are
going to
really
help them in the long run. It's going to help them in the long run. Let's start off with yourself. Like, obviously, you've mentioned about the military. Did you ever play football?
I've
At,
never, I've never played, never once. I wasn't a fan of it up until 2016 is when I started becoming a fan of it.
so, what made you become a fan? Like, what was it?
Uh, it was so I got introduced when I was in Iraq because we were training with some of the British troops over there, and we were just kind of bull crapping around. I was talking to the guy, and we were kind of comparing like what's popular in what country and all that. And he was telling me about football. I thought he meant like NFL football, and he was talking about what we call soccer. But
Yeah,
uh,
we don't call it
yeah,
that
yeah, because that's what I said. I was like, "Oh, are you talking about soccer?" They looked at me like I was an idiot. I thought they were gonna like beat me up, but no, they were really good dudes. And a couple of them, there were two guys that were from South London, and they were Crystal Palace guys, and they were telling me, Crystal Palace is like an underdog team, obviously, a lot of the times, and
yeah.
that's something that I love. I love underdogs, and I was watching it and just kind of got into it. So I was always around them, and just I don't know, it just kind of clicked. It was a lot more interesting, a lot more once you like. It took me a little time to figure out like what all the positions were. It just looked like mad chaos out there, but it's pretty cool.
So, how would you compare it to, let's just say, American sports? So let's go to American football. Like, how would you compare it to two? Because obviously, American football is probably one of the biggest sports out there. I mean, you've obviously got your
Yeah,
basketball, baseball, which are pretty huge as well.
NFL's
So
definitely
obviously,
big.
so you've obviously sat down. You're now watching the game. You're thinking, what on earth is going on? Like,
Yeah,
what was your thoughts through that period? And then, like, how long would you say it took you to say, oh, you know, I get this now.
it took me a couple matches. But like right off the bat though, like if I actually sat down and watched the whole game, I was instantly like hooked. Like just watching how much skill it actually takes and watching like these dudes are running like 5 miles a game, like for 90 plus minutes, like up and down dead sprint. And that's something that really intrigued me. And then I found out that teams in like England, like the Premier League and the Championship, if they're in like the bottom part of the table, what we call standings in America, like they're
Yeah,
they're kicked out of that league. So everybody's fighting for something. It's not just there's a lot at stake there every year. And American football, they're getting paid no matter what. They don't really care if they finish last place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a good point. Actually, do you think that's something that needs to be implemented in American sports? Because, as you said,
100%.
with us, obviously, you don't want to get relegated, but there is no relegation.
No, no,
And
like American football here, like I should say Major League Soccer, there's no relegation or anything like that. That like it feels like they don't really care because they got their sponsors and they're fine.
right,
So there's not a real big passion for it. Like the fan base is really cool, but other than that, like teams won't go above and beyond. Like there's not a lot to fight for compared to like the Premier League.
cool. Understood. Um, so obviously, your my next question was like your early footballing memory, but obviously your footballing memory started at 2016. Do you remember the two teams that were playing when you first watched the match?
It was Crystal Palace and Tottenham. That's who it was. Crystal Palace and Tottenham. But my favorite Crystal Palace game was it was 2018 and it was Man City and Crystal Palace and Andrew Townsend had that crazy goal. It was in December and we beat them. It was
Yeah.
so cool. That was like that was like my whole shit moment.
It was an unbelievable strike, and he pulls off one of
Yeah,
those one a season. To be fair to him,
yeah.
so it's just no, it's just so interesting because like when you're obviously you're, I don't know, you don't call them colleagues, do you? What do you call them when you partner with them in the military? Not colleagues.
Uh, Usually buddies, battle
All
buddies.
right, fair enough.
Yeah,
We'll call them
yeah,
buddies here.
yeah. We
Um,
call them.
when they came to you with Crystal Palace, did you ever hear about them beforehand? Um, was you thinking, hold on, but I've heard of other teams like Manchester United or Arsenal or City. Like, what was your initial thoughts then? Because that must have been like, why them?
Yeah, that's what I never heard of them. I'm like I've heard of like Manchester United, and like I thought Manchester United and like I've heard of Real Madrid. I thought they were in the same league. Like I had no idea like there was all these other different leagues. But like I asked them, why they chose like Crystal Palace, and they were from like the area, the neighborhood, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, awesome. And so let me just go through some of the chat. Big up Tariq Talks, Arsenal fan. To be fair to him, a very unbiased Arsenal fan as well. He will say if things are going wrong, you know, as
Yeah,
well as Moss, who once has finally found a channel, which I'm so happy. So thanks for joining us, Moss. Um, MLS should have relegation; it would heat it up. I think it would as well. But
yeah.
obviously, if sponsorships played its part, money talks. So that's going to be a hard one to shift to change, I reckon.
We got a lot of Arsenal fans in Toledo, like in Ohio. I see a lot of people with Arsenal stuff,
Yeah.
and that's kind of funny.
Would you say what's the where you live? What's the club that's represented the most?
As in football,
Yeah. So what club
uh,
is it?
I would
Mainly Arsenal
Liverpool,
fans or
Liverpool and Arsenal.
Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool and Arsenal is huge.
Can I ask, was that of like 2 years ago, or has it always been like
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so Liverpool and Man United came to Ann Arbor in like 2018. I think it was 2018. And that's like all of a sudden it felt like Liverpool really became popular around here. Like
Okay.
we call a bar like in Toledo called the Full 90 Pub. And there's a lot of Liverpool fans there.
What you could do next time you walk into that pub is go into each and every one of those Liverpool fans, and you can actually officially call them glory hunters,
Yeah,
which means that they're only supporting them because they were successful at that period of time.
I like that. I'm gonna try that.
Just don't get yourself beaten up in the pub or
Oh,
anything.
no, I'm gonna make sure I know where the exit is and I'll run out. I think it'll be cool.
100%. Just a few more bits here. So Moss says here Vieira did well with New York, but wasn't even recognised at all in England. So yeah, he did like the Arsenal job.
I
He
didn't even
didn't
know
even
he
get a
was
look in.
I had no idea he was in New York.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I don't know how long he was there for, but he did a decent job with them, to be honest. He went there straight from Man City Youth, and then went to work for New York. Ah, Brothers in Arms. Thank you, Brothers in
Hey,
Arms. Moss says he has a soft spot for Palace because obviously Vieira is in charge, and obviously Vieira was an ex-Arsenal legend. I'm older, so everyone is Liverpool from the early 80s. Okay. And that's when they were always winning. Yeah, I think my earliest memory of Liverpool, and I wouldn't say it's because I watched it, it's because I like my dad and stuff. It was I think they lost the league title to Arsenal in the 93rd minute or something. Michael Thomas scored, and Michael Thomas played for Liverpool the season before, so it was just chaos.
oh,
It
dang.
was chaos. And it says we call it North America bandwagon jumpers. Bandwagon, I like that.
That,
I like that as
yeah,
well.
we call that, yeah.
So who would you say is your footballing hero? Because obviously you've not watched football for that long. Who would you actually say is your footballing hero now?
I really love watching Mo Salah from Liverpool. I think he's like really interesting to watch. I can't stand Liverpool, but I can't stand him at all. But I gotta respect Salah, man. He's always up there at the top in goal scoring. I got to watch him live too. I think that might be one of the reasons too. He was like my first ever big player I ever saw live, as far as football goes. And just watching him out there, like how quick he can be, how quick he is on the ball in front of the net. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Sadio Mane too. He's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Salah's goal scoring form has been it's done. It's so good, to be honest. He may not look pretty on the eye, but he is effective.
He is
And he
effective.
dives a lot. He does dive a lot, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm a big Will Dock guy though. I'm gonna say. Like I was
we're gonna talk
super
about Wolf in a minute.
yeah,
We're gonna
all
talk
right.
because right now
Yeah.
it ain't looking too good for him. Like
No, it's
maybe
not.
it might be time to part ways. I don't know. Like he's gonna get his criticism, and he deserves it. To be honest, Crystal Palace are one of the best supported clubs in the USA outside of the top 6.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't notice that, but it's a great fact, and I need to find them all. We go and continue to build our network. Brand new club, NYCFC, and Vieira did well, and Bradley Wright Phillips. Oh, I remember him.
I know that guy. I know that name. Yeah.
He was at Red Bull as well, I believe, with
I was gonna say
Henri.
that. Okay.
Moss agrees with you. Salah's number 1 right now. Nate says, I have vague memories of Greg Berhalter. I hope I pronounced that right. Playing for Palace.
Or-
Didn't even
or-
realize at the time he joined that the USA had football players. All right, joined at a time when USA had players. Yeah, because to be fair, football wasn't too big in the States. I mean, they tried USA '94. I mean, the tournament itself was good, the World Cup, but the entertainment side was was quite comical. And I think it was Janet Jackson at the time.
Oh
I
man,
want to say Janet Jackson, but I might be wrong. It it was just too much going on, and I think that was because, I mean, we're used to it now with like entertainment in American sports. Like, we're so used to it, but I think in
yeah,
'94 it's like, what is all this? It was way too much.
it's a bit over the top sometimes.
Oh, and there's a thing, CPFC in the USA on Twitter. Right, I'm gonna leave that for a bit.
Oh
I want to
yeah, I'm
find them.
following them.
I'm
Heck
gonna make
yeah,
sure I follow them.
I know. I'm gonna give a quick
Oh,
shout out
it was
to.
Diana Ross. Sorry, God, give you a
Oh,
shout
you're
out. Sorry.
good. CPFC Detroit, Andy
Detroit as well.
Ridgway. Yeah, they're good people up there. I actually got to make it up there. I'll be able to make it a lot more than what I used to, because I've been gone so much overseas and just out training. But I'm gonna start making it up to Detroit a lot more and watching with all those Palace guys. So that's
Okay.
pretty exciting.
No, awesome, and I'll look to reach out to them as well and have a chat about how they started supporting the red and blue too. You know, which
Yeah,
would be cool.
I'm pretty sure he's from around there in South London. Like I think that's where he grew up and he moved here to the States.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Any fan, we'll chat to. We will chat to. Ricardo Pepi and Tejon Buchanan, MLS Young Players of the Year. They're going to be stars when they get to Europe. Players to look out for.
All right. Yeah,
I
Pepe,
never had that.
he's really good to watch. I can't remember who he's playing for, but I saw him. I believe it was the U.S. team. They were playing Jamaica. Man, he was going nuts out there.
Is there any other MLS players that you think might make it in Europe?
I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not really too familiar with all the MLS players, 'cause I just don't really pay attention to it. It just doesn't
That's
really
for good
drive.
reason, because you're only you're following the.
Yeah, man.
This is it. So you're forgiven.
That's all I.
And Simon Jordan also set up Crystal Palace Baltimore. Surprisingly, it was an absolute disaster. Tango was an awful chairman. Yeah, we're not going to go into Jordan. Oh gosh, he literally the reason why we nearly folded as a club.
Oh,
Literally. Next bit. Wilf. Let's talk about him now. Let's
right.
talk about Wilf now. Go on, you talk to us about Wilf first and foremost, and then I'll have my say.
Okay. Are we talking about what we witnessed Sunday?
We'll go into that last. Just
All
talk, overall, your thoughts about him as a
Overall,
player.
overall, I love watching him. I like how aggressive he is and stuff. But I think at the same time, I think he's so in that mindset where everything falls onto him, where he's got to be that guy, because for so long, like the past couple of years, like with Roy Hodgson era, we didn't really get those big transfer window signings, like how we have Conor Gallagher now,
Yeah.
you know, Edward, and like guys to back him up. And I think he still feels like he's got to do everything himself, and he's got to figure out to get out of that mindset, because like he just looked awful the past couple of games, man. It's just looked awful, and almost like I know watching him Sunday, like why the hell would you do that when you already have yellow? And like come on, man, like right now you're just looking like you don't even want to be here anymore.
And that's what we were actually discussing when we had our match review, match reaction. All right, the first yellow was not a yellow. Cool. Like,
Yeah,
silly, disgraceful refereeing decision. But he just loves to react.
I know.
And it's just such petulance, and it's getting frustrating, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love him as a player and stuff, but he has to get his criticism. When he does wrong, he has to be criticized. You know, what I mean,
Yeah,
some of our fan base refuse to criticize him, and that's no, it ain't like that. Like, no players should be bigger than any club. You know what I mean? And it's just he always, no matter what the situation, he always wants to get himself into a fight.
all the time,
Always.
all the time, and I just don't understand that. And it feels
This,
like it's getting progressively worse too every year.
you're right, and that's what I said. The aspect that you spoke about him maybe not wanting to be there. That's, I think that's it. I think
Yeah,
you've probably hit the nail on the head. I think obviously he went to Manchester United. It didn't go well. He came back, and it's almost as if he's annoyed that he's not been able to make that big move.
okay, I see. Do
Uh,
you think at all that he could possibly be like super jealous of like Conor Gallagher? He's been doing all the scoring, like he's been doing crazy plays that like usually a Will Zaha would do.
you know, the attention definitely is not on him anymore. I'll tell you that for free. The attention's not on him anymore. But you would have thought that he would have enjoyed his football now because there are better players around him. Before, the spotlight's on him, and if he gets marked out of the game, that's it. But now you'd think, actually, you know what? I've got better players to play with. I should enjoy this moment. And
Yeah,
especially him being 29, if he doesn't move this season, is anyone really going to take him when he's going to start turning 30?
yeah,
I don't know. So he's either got to put his head down and enjoy his football with us, or just go into summer and we wish him all the best. But the petulance needs to stop because it's
yeah,
actually getting frustrating now.
yeah. It's getting worse. It's getting real worse. That put us in a terrible spot yesterday. That was like the worst time to get a red card, like the early first half. Ridiculous.
And it was such a cheap one as well.
Yeah,
Very, very
very
cheap one.
cheap. Very cheap.
Um, and this is it here. Like he did get screwed over to especially in that first yellow, but he has to be smart in that. And listen, all defenders and teams are doing now are literally targeting him because they know he'll react.
Yep.
You know, and that's where
100%.
he's got to do better. He has to do better.
He knows it's coming. like he should be like he's so far in as a professional athlete. He should be able to tune all that garbage out. It's just
100%. Especially
crazy.
being 29.
Yeah, yeah.
He's 29 years old. He's not like
29.
15, 16, and you have those rash moments.
Right.
It's crazy.
He's a grown man.
Massive shout out to Jamie Phillips, Liverpool fan, but always supporting. Great content himself,
What's up,
from
Jamie?
watch alongs to quizzes and stuff. So, Jamie, big up to you. Um, yes, oh gosh. Guys, if you've got a question for Paul, by the way, feel free to stick it in the comment section. I should have said that at the start. My apologies.
You're good.
Let's go into the highs and lows as a fan then. So since you've become a Palace fan, what's been your high and what's been your low?
So I'd say actually this year's probably been the high. So definitely this like first half of the year has been amazing. The games have been like a lot better to watch, just with all these newer guys, and then with Patrick Vieira's managing style, it's so different than like when Roy was head coach and we played more of a defender's game. And I think the low probably when we lost to Liverpool 7-0.
That
That
was
was the
bad, wasn't it?
it's like that was like That was the low. That, for me, at least, that period, that little era right there, that was rough. That was rough.
You know, that was the moment that told me personally, I was like, Roy's finished.
Yeah, like
He's
this
finished.
dude's gone. I was like, dang.
Oh man, I mean, Jamie, if he's still in the chat, he's probably laughing his socks off now. That was a battering,
Dude, that was so bad.
absolute battering.
I sat there and just watched the whole thing too. It's just depressed
You're
as
good.
hell.
At 4-0, I switched off. I was like, yeah, this game's done.
Yeah, the whiskey took over at that point.
100%. Mosse says Patrick Vieira is the man. He is.
He is.
He's done an amazing job. He has
Yeah.
really done. Let's talk about this season a bit more then. So obviously, Roy Hodgson said he was retiring. Who did you want as manager before Patrick came in?
You know, as far as like managers go, I wasn't really not too familiar like who would be better candidates and stuff as far as managing and stuff. But I definitely wanted a manager like I guess with like Vieira's uh, background and short uh, short tenure as a coach, his short manager career that he has now. Because I feel like it would have been more exciting with a guy like Vieira, you know, coming in, being young, new at all this. I, it's more of like he's trying to change things. Like you're definitely gonna get the change you want with a guy like him as compared to a guy who's older, but we don't have a lot of money to spend on good players. You know, like
Yeah.
managers like you get at Liverpool and stuff, they have money to spend on talent. And like Vera's like experience and background, he can kind of twist things around a bit. You know what I'm saying?
He really has. He really has. And what game of Vieira's would you say made you think, yeah, I really like what we're doing here?
Oh, it's definitely Tottenham, 3-0 over Tottenham. I said this is gonna be a good year. Like obviously we got a lot of growing pains. We've got a lot of new guys, it's a lot younger squad. But like I'm so excited to see what it's gonna be like here in the next couple of years. Like we're already we got a lot of points compared to what we usually would have already in the first half. So I
Yeah.
mean I'm pretty excited about it.
Cool. Let's go through a few more of the comments. We've said that he's the man. He definitely is. Paul is truly blessed not to have been there for 2005 and 2010.
Man, I hear that a lot.
That was probably still in your military time, wasn't it?
2010? No. I joined up in 2014.
Okay, so I mean everyone's safety would have been assured because had you been in the military during any of these periods, heads might have been taken off.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little
Your
closer.
anger would have been mad.
Yeah, talking guns, baby.
I must say, hey, we got worked over by Liverpool too. We got to get them in. Yeah, actually, it's Arsenal Liverpool in the League Cup semi-final. I don't know why they're still making that 2 legs. By the way,
What's that?
the League Cup, the Carabao Cup semi-final. It's
Oh,
Arsenal
okay.
versus Liverpool and Tottenham versus Chelsea, and it's still 2 legs. They should
Yeah,
just make it 1 leg because anyway,
I don't
these
understand
people
that.
just want
Like why
money.
they would do that. Yeah,
They just
it's
want more
definitely
money.
definitely money.
What you guys want? Top 10 is fine for Vieira, or you want top 8? Where do you think we'll finish?
I think this year we're gonna finish just under 10. I think in that 12 or 13 spot. But I think next year we're gonna be in that 10-9 spot. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I think my expectations of us this year was just to stay up, because obviously it was a transitional year and stuff. But we've definitely so far exceeded those expectations, and it's nice now that the fan base are kind of now holding the club to like, no, we should be winning this game, or we should be winning that game. We should be playing better here. Like it's our whole expectation has just risen, you know. So even like obviously the defeat yesterday, we're annoyed that we didn't play well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before sometimes you'd be like, Tottenham's 3-0, okay, cool. Like now it's like, no, I'm not happy. You know, and it just shows that and this is it, the expectations and the standards are just amazing, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely a different standard now.
Massive shift in standards and all sorts. So just to put a bit of context into what Nate was saying before regarding 2005 and 2010, there was relegation away at Charlton, and then there was being on the brink of administration, and he was saying that these are like 5 years apart. And so it's a real low points for the club.
Okay.
And such. Yeah, Moss saying that he thought it'll be one game semi-finals. It should be, but money talks, I guess. And he believes that we're going to stay up. All right. Any other? Actually, who's been your player of the season? I'll say, whilst I set something up.
For Palace.
Yeah.
Definitely Conor Gallagher.
What do you think what has he brought to the club that you like?
I think he's brought more how do I want to say it, possibilities and more skill. And Edward too. I really do like Edward.
He's a good player, isn't he? Edward is a good player.
Yeah, I like him. He's definitely he's hell on wheels off a sub.
100%. Right, I'm just gonna load up his screen, because what I want you to think about is what would your all-time 11 be? So of all this is a Palace team, and it can be from any era that you've witnessed. So obviously from 2016, that's where you started watching. What would be your best 11? Hopefully this comes up. Yay. So bear with me. I need to just gonna make a few tweaks on my end. There we go. Right. So first thing first, what formation would you pick?
I would 3-4-3.
3-4-3. Let's just change that here. As a flat 4, like this.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So, doesn't matter which era that you've watched Palace. Who would be your goalkeeper?
I might get a lot of crap for this one. I'd say Hennessy. Wayne Hennessy.
I think you are gonna get. I think you are gonna get a lot of crap. Hold on, let me see the comments. Because I know Nate's gonna say something.
Maybe that's why.
Right, beforehand, he did say that Mitchell's been his player of the season so far, and everyone's saying,
"Oh man,
Gallagher."
Mitchell, man, he's been everywhere.
And he does say, Moss also says that Gay's been better than he thought he would be.
And Will Hughes has got legs, man.
He really does. He's brought a bit of quality. 100%. And Nate says here, Charlton are a local South London team who we have somewhat of a one-sided rivalry with. They seem to be obsessed with us. We don't care about them. Cool. Who are your 3 centre backs then?
I'm gonna say definitely Tyreek Mitchell.
I'll put him on the left more so then. There it is.
Joe Ward. I, I I'd say Gay too. Mark Gay.
Just a reminder, this could be from any season.
Any season? Yeah.
Your 2 center midfielders.
Well, definitely James McArthur.
I told you. Hennessy. Poor
Oh,
love.
well,
You ain't confusing the drink for the chocolate wristed Welsh bean pole. And he says Speroni, Guaita. Nah, man, went all out back in Hennessy. Brave but foolish.
I was gonna say Speroni, but I wanted to get a reaction.
Full word of warning. This ain't the channel to get reactions. People get cussed.
Yeah.
Oh man. What's he talking about? This time Brighton, righty. Yeah, they were quality combination. Andrew Johnson, Jeff Thomas, Moss knows ball. Right. Let's get James McArthur in here.
I would say, you see, as far as like history goes, I can't remember everybody that played for Palace. I just know like this year is like probably one of my favorite guys.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name, and I can't think of it right now.
And it's from this season.
No, he was back. I watched that documentary.
Jedinak?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's different class, isn't he? Oh, don't tell me he's not in this thing. Oh, do not tell me he's not on this website. These pagans. It's not on it. But we know you're talking Jedinak. Cool. Right mid. Oh, have we lost him? We've lost him. Well, you guys got me for a bit then. Yeah, connection's gone. I don't know why they ain't got the Jedinak on the website. That's a bit annoying, actually. It's very annoying. But yeah, thanks for those who are still alive and kicking with me. Honestly, I am going straight to bed up when this is done and such. But you know what? Put in your all-time Palace 11 in the chat if you're still here. It'd be interesting to hear yours, Mossy. Obviously from a neutral's point of view. And I know Nate, actually, if you want to hold out, because I know we're going to try to do an all-time 11 Palace stream anyway, so maybe you should hold out. Maybe you should hold out. But yeah, definitely agree. This Mitchell, he's quality. Won't be surprised if some big clubs come sniffing around anytime soon. But he is a quality player. I'm gonna assume that Paul's battery's died. Gallagher and Jeff Thomas, good midfield pairing. So basically, there's terrible weather conditions where he's at, and it doesn't want to reset and such. You just messaged him back. Cool. Let me remove the share screen for now then. Best Palace 11 since 2016. Speroni, Wan-Bissaka, Gay, Anderson Mitchell, Cabaye, Gallagher, Jedinak, all that midfield strong. Townsend, Edouard, and Saha. Decent. Henny's what Kramer on Seinfeld. Hennessy's terrible. He's a terrible goalkeeper. Anyway, let's move on from him. And Palace's match is on Prime tomorrow. Let's go. Wicked. I'm at the game, Louis. So it's good that you'll be able to watch that. We need a win tomorrow. Badly. Be interesting to see how Norwich line up as well, because obviously they just played against Arsenal and took an absolute battering, so but we really need to perform, and we really I'll actually screw the performance. We just need the 3 points. We just need the 3 points. That is so important tomorrow and such. Paul's just messaging me at the minute. Most says Jedinak needs definitely Jedinak. He's 100% in there. Townsend right mid. Yeah, I'll say so. And Paul sends his apologies. His internet is gone. The power's out where he's at. High winds where he's at. But you know what? That's all right. We can always come back to this and resume this another time. So yeah. If you got any questions for me in the next couple minutes, feel free. Shoot me some questions. I'll stick around for a couple minutes. And then I'm off to bed. I gotta go coaching and then off to Sellers Park tomorrow. Lifetime Palace 11 will be simple for it will be actually. He even found his Lifetime 11 that was just so easy for him to do because he has a very small window of players to work with. Just messaging Paul back. Apparently Mateta's going to start. Jeez. As long as he's nowhere near that clause that we've got, because if he plays a certain amount of games, we've got to sign him permanently, and we don't want to be doing that. It's crazy. You and I, on the other hand, actually have to think. We definitely do have to think about it. This is going to be mad. It's going to be hard as well. Does Righty count? Yeah. Zaha left, Bright up top, and Johnson. Ooh, that's a good front three. But then I would say you can stick right in. I would say, yeah. I would say stick right in. So if you want to switch any of them for right, you feel free. Minus 30 here, much colder than Toledo. Wait, minus 30? Listen, I can't even cope in like 0 degrees. Like, I think it was even 2 degrees once when I was going to work. And I went. That's mad. How do you look cope? Welshman Hennessy. Yeah, he's terrible. Like I said, how do you cope in those temperatures? Just like, or are you kind of like acclimatized to it? Minus 30. Not for me. Not for me. Crazy. Paul's actually going to message me the rest of his squad, so I'll put that up on the what do you call it? The create formation. You'll beat him down. Play Benteke, he will bang. 1-0 on Canaries. Is he back from because we had a few that were isolating. Don't know if he's back. But if he is back, that would mean Edouard gets pushed to the left, and I don't really want to see that happening, to be honest. Worst Palace 11. Hennessy, Ward, Dan, Yak, Friars, IU, Much, Luca, Kai, Campbell, and Adebayo. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I think you could even chuck in a Sonogo in there. You could probably chuck in, what's his name? The guy that we got from Arsenal, Shamak. Probably chuck him there. It's the right time to play the undefeated players. I would like to see some of them on the bench. To be oh, Kevin Doyle. I forgot we had Flamini. I forgot we had him, you know. Right. That says it all, trust me. Just a few things, guys. Like we said, we're on the road to 500 at the minute. I think we're on 479 subs now. So once we hit 500, we've got the roast relay week where you can come on either in the comments or you can call in. Each stream will be a different roast. So one day you roast me, another day you're gonna roast Nate, and then lastly roast Jordan. So yeah, just obviously let's get down to take off the overlay. Let's get there. Let's get ourselves down to 500 subs and we'll get those streams up for you. What else is coming up? Let me hide this comment for the meantime. Oh gosh. Mariappa, Rakip. You like taking us? That's a fair shot, you know. We have taken some terrible players from Arsenal. We really have. And you know what? The worst thing about it's not even like the players that have moved to us have won something, because normally when players leave Arsenal, they go and win something. So it's a bit disappointing. Let's bring this up. Paul's got back his team. So obviously we said that. Yeah, no, that wasn't there. Let me just see if this player is here, actually. Johnny Williams. I wonder if he meant that as in midfield. Okay, gotcha. So Williams was his right midfielder. Because Jedinak, unfortunately, is not on here for some reason. And then left midfield, Yannick. Oh, what? You're telling me there's no Bolasie? They need to update this file, man. This is crazy. Yannick is two ends. All right, so left mid is Bolasie. I can't believe they need to really upgrade this. And then we have a front three of Eduard. I'm assuming Benteke is going to be right forward because obviously up top he has Glenn Murray. Maybe it's a flat three. Oh, you cannot tell me Glenn Murray's not on this. Or have I just spelled Murray wrong? Oh, they really don't have some of these players on there. That is crazy. You just put that there. That's not even how you spell it. It's Murray. Mad. You know what? I'll read it out. I'll read it. Crazy. Right. So he went for in goal, Hennessy. Back three of Mitchell, Gay, and Ward. Midfield two of Jedinak and MacArthur. Williams right mid. Bolasie left mid. Eduard, Benteke, and Glenn Murray. So yeah, that's his Palace 11. So yeah, guys, listen, let me wrap this up now. What a long day of streaming. You'll see some Eagle cams up tomorrow after the game. Tomorrow, maybe do a match reaction stream. Depends how I'm feeling. But also I'll speak to Nate and Jordan see if they're about. I know Nick's been working crazy hard lately, so big up to him. What else is up tomorrow? I think that might be it tomorrow. Or am I missing something? That might be it tomorrow. Yeah, that might be it. But if there's anything else, you'll find it. We'll tweet it. We'll put it on IG, and just turn on your notifications, and you'll find us. So yes, date is available. Yeah. So all right, we'll do one. We'll sort out the times. We'll get that all sorted out. Make sure we react to that and stuff. So big, wicked. All right, guys. Road to 500. Like, share, subscribe. Get everyone, obviously, to follow the channel. And thanks for all your support thus far, from myself, obviously, from Nate, from Jordan. No, we really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate the fact that you tune in and listen to us. You know what I mean? And you notice we don't hide, win, lose, or draw. We're about and stuff. So yeah, down to Sellers Park tomorrow. As long as it's safe, there's not been any news of any cancellations and stuff. So game seems like it goes ahead. Hopefully we can get the 3 points. Other than that, guys, have a lovely night's sleep. If obviously in the European based, if you're in America, enjoy the rest of your evening and stuff. I'm going to bed, guys. It's been a pleasure, and big up Brad on Nippon Settings. Peace.